Now that we've set up our Google account to work with Canvas, and I've shown you how to use the Google button, the Google Drive button, in the editor, I'm going to show you how to add an actual Google assignment in here. So first, I clicked on assignments. Now that menu won't appear unless you're already in the class. So if you don't see this menu over here on the left side, just click on courses and you'll see the course come up and go into the course. Now I want to add a new assignment. If I wanted to put them in groups, I could. I'm not going to today. I'm going to add an assignment then. I'm going to call this Google plus Canvas final assignment. Now, I don't have to type anything here, but I will. You might recognize this as the last assignment you have to do here. Now, I decided I'd give this 1 point. It'll be easier for poor Carrie if it's binary. It's done or it's not done. This is another place you could put the groups. Now, you're probably going to want to put points. It's easiest to grade with points. We've usually graded with points. If you try grading with percentages and they got 9 out of 10, you type 9 and they got 9%, and that'll figure it out. So you probably want points. Unless it's real simple, like handing in a disclosure, then maybe you want complete or incomplete. Now, the first time I do this, the first time I set this up, I'm going to want to set it up so there's no submission, or so they submit it online or on paper or whatever. That's the first thing I want to do. I'm going to explain why I do that in just a minute. This isn't a group assignment. I don't want peer reviews. I'm going to grade them fairly. Now, this due date will put it in their to-do list. So the due date is very important. Sometimes people try to put the due date down here. Oh, it's only available until the due date. But then nobody can hand it in late. This date, this until date, though, is really, really handy for like the end of the term. So, for example, I once had a parent who got really upset because her daughter wanted to hand something in on Thanksgiving after the trimester was over, and I wouldn't take it. So this is how you can just lock it and say, nope, midnight at this day, that's the end. And now I've got all that in there. I'm going to just save it. Now the reason I did this and I didn't tie it into Google yet is because I want to add a rubric. You don't have to do this step. You could just go straight past this if you wanted to. I'm going to call this rubric, Is It Done? Description of criteria. And I'm just going to call it, Is It Done? And then I'm going to give 1 point if it's done, and 0 points if it's not. That's really, really easy. I'm going to click the Use for Assignment Grading, and that's going to make my life easier in SpeedGrader. Now that I have my rubric, and you can skip the rubric, you could come straight to this point and start right here. Create a new assignment, type the name, go through what you want. But this is what ties it into Google, right there. You go to an external tool. The external tool we want is Google. Now, if you've used Google Classroom, you know that there's this really cool thing where it will, when the student opens it, it will copy one into their own Google Drive so that it doesn't mess with the original. This does that. This is what it does. So I have my assignment that I created. I'm just going to navigate to it as all I was doing, and then I'm going to click on the file and submit it. Yay. Then hit select. Now everything's good. Again, got my due date and everything. This time I'm going to save it and publish it. If I don't publish it, the kids can't see it. Now, it's going to come up. And you can see the instructions right here at the top. Students will receive a copy of this document that they can modify. So here I'm going to have you paste the screenshot that you make. So you're going to make an assignment like this. Just paste the screenshot right in there and then submit it. You'll have a submit button that I don't have. Now, as it mentions in the frequently asked questions, it freezes the thing. It actually alters it, turns it into a Word file to submit it. That's so that a student can't submit it and then go back and edit it later. So they can't submit it at the last minute and be like, oh, I'll go back and I'll put the answers at a later time. Or, you know, the classic, I will copy my neighbors after I get them graded and back to me. When you want to grade this puppy, the nice thing about it is when you go into the speed grader here, and this won't work, I can't show it to you because I have no students, but it'll open up a neat little window. Yeah, it won't work. It'll open up a neat little window where I can see their assignment. I'll be able to see their assignment and have my little two-piece rubric. Is it done or is it not? Or it could be a complicated rubric if you'd like it that way. And then I can just click through all my students. It works really well.